evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Mitchell Ringos. The death of 33-year-old Dryden resident Darren Bernard, whose remains were found in a trailer park earlier this week, is now the subject of a homicide investigation by the Ontario Provincial Police. On Monday, Dryden OPP received a tip about human remains found inside a vacant unit in the Hillcrest Trailer Park, which they matched to Bernard. A post-mortem examination conducted on March 11th in Toronto confirmed the cause of death to be homicide. The investigation by members of the Dryden OPP and Northwest Region Crime Unit is continuing under direction of the OPP Criminal Investigation Branch with assistance from the Forensic Identification Services Unit and in conjunction with the Office of the Chief Coroner for Ontario and Ontario Forensic Pathology Service. As for now, police believe there are no concerns for public safety. Monday's Thunder Bay City Council meeting has a light agenda, but a few items with great interest to the public. This includes an update regarding the proposed multi-use indoor turf facility. The report being presented by city staff will recommend continuing to hold the pause button on the project. That's because Thunder Bay is still waiting on a response from Infrastructure Canada after the city applied for more than $22 million in funding. This would cover about half the cost of the design and construction, estimated at nearly $45 million. City Manager Norm Gale says they were expecting to receive word from Ottawa by now.
I cannot speak on to what Infrastructure Canada is considering or what might happen downstream, and I can give no indication as to a timeline. We were hoping that we would know by January of this year. Of course, that time has passed, but we remain hopeful. And we look forward to positive announcement, hopefully, from Infrastructure Canada.
Another key item on the agenda is the vote to ratify Councillor Aldo Roberto's 5-day suspension. Council voted in favor of the penalty in early February, but decided to wait until all councillors were present to finalize it. With all council members expected to be at Monday's in-person meeting, there is also a chance the decision could be reversed. A new local fundraiser has been launched, inspired by the courageous story of Kaylee Elvish's fight with breast cancer. Wax Candle Company decided to jump in and show their support with a custom candle to help raise money for the Northern Cancer Fund, but they never imagined just how fast they would fly off the shelves. Within a week of the launch, Wax owner Kate Strange has sold over 200 of the special edition Booby candles. In total, the campaign has raised $4,000 during the 3-week promotion. Elvish is also a new mother while she battles the disease, and she admits she's been overwhelmed by the outpouring of support from the community, and that's why she's so thrilled the money raised will go towards helping others with breast cancer in northwestern Ontario.
Knowing the fact that the money was going straight to the Northern Cancer Fund, keeping it local, having been diagnosed with breast cancer myself, and have gotten to know a bunch of people that are going through the same journey as me, just knowing that the money is being kept local, and it's just going to be life-changing for so many, really.
I think Kaylee resonates with a lot of young families as well, and like I've said before, the amount of people that came in and said such kind, loving things about this lady, I hadn't met her, and it just, yeah, it's community spirit. I think they want to, help each other.
Elvish will go in for her 4th round of chemotherapy on Tuesday, followed by surgery later this spring. But she remains motivated by her young son Griffin and the young women she continues to inspire with her courageous journey. A Thunder Bay board game creator has seen a huge bump in sales after an endorsement from a well-known TV personality. Trey Parker, one of the co-creators of South Park, recently chose Summit as his favorite board game of all time. The game's creators, Connor McGooey, says he was pleasantly surprised to hear it. Vasilios Bellos has the story.
We got to get to the top of the mountain. We got to get back and live.
You're talking about
Mansions? No,
no, Seventh Summit's game?
No, not Summit.
Summit.
It is Summit?
Number 1 is Summit.
Thunder Bay's own Summit was originally produced for board gamers in 2016, and it's now being praised by comedy legend Trey Parker for its cooperative and decision-making aspects. Parker's endorsement on a podcast about his top 10 board games caused sales to blow up, with over 400 copies purchased over the course of 2 days in the United States. Connor McGooey created Summit and said the experience has been surreal.
And then out of nowhere, my social media channels exploded
with friends reaching out and sharing me a link to a video I knew nothing about, and it was a live stream where Trey Parker, the creator of South Park, or co-creator of South Park, named Summit as the #1 game of all time, which was a shock to me, and I think to most people watching, especially because it would have been released 5 years ago now, I guess. So it was crazy. It was super fun.
Summit already has 2 expansions, with plans currently to add another one as well. Along with this, Magui has some even bigger plans for the future of the board game.
The idea 6 years ago when I created it was that Summit was going to be the first in a trilogy of games. So Summit being the first one, and then the second one is almost done, but not quite done the final testing yet. So that the plan was to push that one forward. But with the latest hype around Summit, it's actually forced me to go back to the 3rd expansion that I had started and really focus on getting that ready to go.
And with the easing of COVID restrictions comes the return of conventions. And Magui says he's excited to get back out to those and share Summit with more board game lovers in Thunder Bay and across the globe. Vasilios Bellos, TBT News.
A snowshoe artist from Schreiber is back doing what he does best. Kim Asmussen has been decorating the frozen lakes near his hometown this winter, and he's also an accomplished ice carver. Adam Riley reports.
That's what they're calling me, an artist. I can't believe it, because if you look back at my art classes, I wouldn't be getting they wouldn't be calling me an artist.
When it snows, most people call it an inconvenience, but for Schreiber's Kim Asmussen, it's a reset of the canvas. For the last 3 years, he's been making gigantic masterpieces with snowshoes instead of brushes and providing breathtaking works of art on frozen lakes and open fields, most recently achieving national recognition for his creations for the recent Scotties Tournament of Hearts in Thunder Bay.
I started as a challenge to myself. I think I can do this. And then as it started to take off, I said to myself, well, I didn't say to myself, I just realized how many people, I think more because of COVID, were getting joy out of looking at the art. And I was getting a lot of comments on Facebook and whatnot. Geez, thanks for putting this up. So that sort of became my driving force.
And that driving force has continued his push to make frozen masterpieces and has even sent him into the realm of ice carvings, creating several pieces in Schreiber, including a soldier for the Cenotaph in 2021, an ice hammer for the local hardware store, and a frozen fist for former Olympic boxer Dominic Fellaine. He says this art form comes with its own new set of challenges.
That takes a bit of time. It all depends on Mother Nature. So I'm still, I don't have the perfect scenario. So sometimes it might take a week, might take a week and a half to get the ice the way you want it. And then it takes longer just because I'm not one of those ones that can just hop on the chainsaw and start carving stuff up. So I'll do a bit, leave it, come back, look at it, and do some more. The trick is not to take too much ice off at once. But if you do, at least you can put another piece back on.
Asmussen says as long as the snow keeps on falling and doesn't drift too much, he, along with friends, family, and other volunteers, can make almost anything. When we spoke with Asmussen late last month, he had hoped to be able to do something to show solidarity with the people of Ukraine, and on Thursday revealed his latest creation on Rungi Lake, the Ukrainian flag and a sunflower, the official flower of Ukraine.
It's the second last week of the Winter Fun Days, and kids were able to explore the winter terrain a little bit easier with snowshoes, along with making sun catchers at Chapels Park. Jessica Clement has more.
The second last week of Winter Fun Days provided kids and their parents a fun activity to kick off March break. Families got to explore the great outdoors by snowshoeing through 3 different trails, with a chance to catch a view of the wildlife living around the area.
The main, thought about Winter Fun Days is to get out and enjoy the winter activities, and snowshoeing is a great activity to do in Thunder Bay. So I think it was a good opportunity to mix the golf course with our existing courses, and then getting people out on some snowshoes.
Along with snowshoeing, kids were also able to do a scavenger hunt activity provided by the Thunder Bay Museum. Before their walk, they were given a package with different items to make a frozen sun catcher. While snowshoeing, kids were encouraged to find different items in nature to make their sun catchers unique.
You get a little package with some ingredients, such as bird seeds in this one right here. But your job is to go along the trails at Chapels Park, and you can find some items from nature, such as pine branches, sticks, pine cones, things like that. You'd add it to your little container, fill it up with some water, let it freeze overnight, and the following day you can hang it up outside.
Both activities were a hit with the kids, and we asked them what their favorite part of the day was.
The funnest part was when we were going on the trees and looking for big pine cones.
What was your favorite part?
Walking. I like the deep snow. Getting lost in the trail.
think it was just coming back here to see all the faces of the people.
Next Sunday is the last Winter Fun Day activity of the season, and we'll have arts and crafts at the marina from 2 to 4. Jessica Clement, TVT News.
Now joined by sports anchor Kurt Black. Now, Kurt, the Walleye, a busy team this weekend. 3 games in 3 days.
Yeah, Mitch, I was getting tired just watching them, but that's why they're athletes and, well, I'm sitting on a desk. But yeah, it was another memorable weekend down at Norwest Arena in what is quickly becoming a historic season for the Cam River Fighting Walleye. We'll have that story right after the break.